All right, Ron Goodall, FightHype.com. I'm here with gold medalist Tony Yoka, who seems like after beating the undefeated 16-0 Arslan, that just people should be starting to knock on your door and start to try to get some fights going. So I wanted to catch up with you and see how's everything going. That was obviously a huge win, on
Yeah,
your comeback trail. So you know, where's your mindset at right now, and how's the boxing landscape looking for you?
I mean, I feel really good. I think I was with the wrong team before, and this is why I wasn't in the mix. I wasn't
Hmm.
in the mix with those names because I wasn't with the right promoter. But I signed with Frank Warren and Queensberry shows, so I'm really happy with them because since I've been with them, like Frank is someone really respectful, and he's calling me like personally to letting me know how things are going because I just keep saying to him like I want to fight, I want you to put me in this mix with those guys,
As I guess a boxing fan, right? And I always want to get into the mindset, right? Because,
Yeah,
early in your career, you were the prominent gold medalist. You went through a tear. I mean, you were knocking everybody out. And just like any time in boxing, it could be things in life. It could be certain aspects, like you mentioned, maybe not being with the right team, promotional, maybe
yeah,
some layoffs. There was a stretch where it seemed like there was multiple, what many boxing experts would say is back to back to back upsets,
yeah.
right? And so I know that with those three losses came with three wins, and you're coming off of a great win earlier, like I said, against a top Russian fighter. So walk me through that space where you were able to, I guess, go from the losing streak to the winning streak.
I mean, it's just mindset, it's just mental. Um, After the gold medal, I went to the professional rank, and when I started losing, I had like some family business. I
Hmm.
went through a divorce. Then I was with my kid. You know, when you're not focusing in your career, not
Hmm.
focused on your training, you will see it in the fight.
Yeah.
And then after that, after the first lose, it was just like just repeat. It was
Hmm.
just repeating itself. That's why I decided to just stop everything and change the team.
Hmm.
I went to England. I went to train with Don Charles, and he gave me the spirit, like the eyes of the tiger that I needed back.
Hmm.
And me and him have done like a great job since then. We came from three wins in a row. We won like against the Russian number one. It was like a really tough fight, but now I feel like I'm mature enough to fight like big names now.
Yeah. With your name, and the status that you've created over from the amateurs and carried into the professionals, I know that at a certain point, some fighters might look at you as like a hidden threat,
Mm.
because of the fact they know your amateur accolades and things like that. And some might overlook you in a sense. So, I mean, is there kind of that balance right now where you're trying to get an opponent who, I wouldn't say overlook you, but like give you an opportunity because it seems like they know who Tony Yoka is, the gold medalist that have had a couple blips or whatnot.
I mean, I don't really know because this boxing business now is just it's too much of a business for
Hmm.
me, you know. Instead of being a sport, of course, it's a business. There is a lot of money involved, but personally, I'm a fighter. Whoever wants to fight, if you send me a contract, if my promoter say, okay, let's fight this guy, I go. You know, and sometimes people told me that I was not smart enough. Maybe like with my first loss against Bakoli, nobody wanted to fight him, but I
Correct.
fought him. So okay, let's go, let's fight. And I don't regret it because it's a sport. You need to fight everybody to go on the top. And maybe by this time I lost against him, so I learned a lot, and maybe it's gonna be better for the future.
Yeah.
So so now I came from three wins in a row. Queensberry just like called me a week ago, asking me if I want to fight Ajit Cabello, you know. And I said yes. Okay, so within like 2 hours, the same year contract. Like I was surprised. Actually, I thought like the discussion will go for like few weeks,
Hmm.
and no, the same day, the same year contract. You fighting Caballero January 10th. I signed it. Okay, let's go. And I think they were a little bit shocked about like the how fast I did it, you know.
Hmm.
And now it's been a week. Now it's been a week, just waiting on an answer from them. And yeah, Ajit is just. I'm not saying that he's scared, but it's just ducking me. Just he's a good fighter. He fought in Riyadh season some tough fights, but he fought some old guys. You know, he fought like Chinese guys was like 42. Sanchez, we think is like 40 something. So I think because he's ranking number one in WBC, he doesn't want to lose his rank. But that's not boxing. You have to fight, man. If they offer you someone to fight, just fight him.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because um, they just announced a few hours ago on Twitter that he will be defending his interim heavyweight title as a homecoming fight in Germany. So
Yeah.
it says an opponent has yet to be named. Is there potential that that's still you, or is that something where?
They were talking about someone like the name is Rasha, right? I don't know if you know him, Rasha or Raya, Isaiah. I don't know. I don't even know the guy. Like to tell you, I don't even know the guy. And and I think Queensberry were pissed about this guy because he's not like a decent name. So they
Mhm.
offered me to fight. Like Frank called me, say like a few days ago, Frank Warren called me and say, yeah, I got a good fight for you. And I thank him. So okay, thank you. That's a good opportunity for me. I'll take it. Let's go.
Mhm.
So I started the camp a few weeks ago because I knew like I will have a tough fight coming up. And then now they're just being like, oh no, but we want someone else. I don't know who they want to fight. Like, and it's really pissing me off because he's in a good position. That's a perfect fight for me, and I really believe that I can beat him.
You know, I guess I'll speak from like, I guess, Caviar fans, right? Because, I know that you were dissecting his resume, but,
Yeah,
they'll come in a case like saying like, hey, he's on a stretch. He beat essentially multiple undefeated fighters. He beat
yeah.
Zhang, who beat Wilder. So, in a sense, why would why would the team advise them not to face you if they feel like he's on a stretch that some boxing fans will think?
Because
Hmm.
now they are in a position that they don't want to lose this position. They're ranking number one WBC, and
Hmm.
it's just being like, okay, if Usyk gave the belt up, I'm the world champion. Or
Hmm.
if Usyk wants to fight, I'm fighting him. You know, instead of being like, that's my position, I would defend it. You know,
Hmm.
now they want some easy fight because he deserves to be there. Trust
Yeah.
me, like he deserves to be there. He beat Makhmudov, Sanchez, Zhang. He never said no to any fight. But now it's being like he's in this position, and now you want to play like, no, I want to be safe. I know that's not how things work.
Hmm. Well, in a sense that if this is a fight that doesn't get made with you, would it be a huge blow and a huge opportunity? Because I believe what Germany and France or France, there's a rivalry, right? Like it's
Always, always, every sport.
to talk me through that, like the significance, because I'm just an American. I just know a little bit, but why is that such a huge rivalry, and why is that a
So
meaningful
we
fight that?
France and Germany have been fighting for a while, like First World War,
Hmm.
Second World War. You know, there is a big history between us, and even like in football, even everything. Like France and Germany is always like being fighting each
Yeah.
other. It's a good rivalry, and I think like it's two of the maybe three biggest markets in Europe with the UK.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand why they would say no. You know,
Hmm.
I was not even like understanding why they were saying no. He's in a good position. He trusts himself. His team trusts himself. They think they can beat me. So just do the fight. Just sign the contract. Let's go to do the fight. Give the fans some decent thing. You know, instead of fighting a guy who's 45 years old again, and then what you gonna do with it?
Hmm. Yeah. I figured there was, from the history of the wars and stuff that carries on,
Of
just like
course, yeah.
just like any other like within like the Pacific, like the Asians, like Japan and
Yeah.
Korea and all those guys. So I know there's some stuff like that. Well, I guess then I have to ask you without giving the game plan, because some people are gonna look at you, maybe some people who don't know you look at the resume and say, all right, well, he's 14-3. You know,
Yeah.
Cabrio is undefeated dark horse. He ran through this quote gauntlet. Why does Tony Yoka think that he could be the one that can come in there and dethrone what many people feel is the dark horse of the heavyweight division?
Because everybody has, um, I don't know how you say it in English, an antidote,
But,
something that cures you from a poison.
oh,
And I really think that everybody in the top 10 that they were talking, um, for me to fight them, like everybody in the top 10, the guy who fits me the most is Kabe. His style, his style fits me really good. I like to fight guys like him. Like he's not really tall. He's not a big puncher. He just come forward. He doesn't really duck. And I just feel like, yeah, like it's perfect for me. Of course, it's going to be difficult because he's someone that is tough. He puts a lot of volume. He stops his last two opponent because he beat them up in the body. But I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to show the world that look, I'm still here. Now I'm in this court, and yeah, I'm able to beat some guys like this.
do you think that's why Frank Warren was a little pissed? Because that he probably knew stylistically maybe that matched more in your favor to that, or is it the opportunity that's probably
No, I think that's the opportunity. That's the opportunity. It's a good opportunity. It's a good matchup. It's something that you can sell France, Germany, an Olympic champion against someone who is undefeated, got like a WBC interim. So yeah, that's something that you can build.
there's
Yeah, I
a
think that's why he just called me. That's why a friend just called me and said, yes, I think that's perfect for you.
there's another fight, switching gears. The people have tied you with Anthony Joshua. I know there's all this
Mm,
talks about him and Ghana, I believe. I
yeah.
know there's some sort of, um, Eddie Hearn's thinking about doing some stuff over there. So, I mean, what is that talk? Like, they've got the Caviar right now, but then also for the
Yeah,
Joshua, like your name's tied now to multiple.
yeah. I mean, it's been like 2 months that they were talking about me against AJ
Hmm.
because I'm going up now in the ranking. He was down before his loss, after his loss against Dubois, and he needed like a middle fight. I was like, okay. Like they called me as I'm telling you. I said, okay, let's do it. I'm always saying okay. Always, always. And then you know how they are. Like yes, no, maybe end of the year, beginning of the year. But with Joshua, it was just negotiation. So we were talking with his team, they're saying that they want to do it, but they wasn't finding like the right place, the right funds, and even him, I don't think he's really ready in his mind to go back in the ring. I think he had like some kind of injuries, and his last loss again, Daniel was really, really hard for him, I think.
Hmm.
So because we never like signed any contract or whatever, I wasn't pissed about this.
Hmm.
That's a good opportunity for me to fight. So
Oh, you're fine.
you see me?
Yeah. Still says iPhone.
Sorry. Is it, maybe it's not working.
It
Okay.
should be like a can. Oh, there you
Yeah. So it was a good opportunity for me to fight Joshua. So I just say yes, but it was just talks,
go.
It was just so I'm not really mad about it. I'm mad about Cabria because they signed the contract, They signed the
Hmm.
contract, I signed it, and I'm not really seeing him like fighting anybody else. Like who else is gonna fight?
I mean, like you said, I mean, for the Cabrio situation, I think you described it best. They're in a good position. You gave credit, you earned that
Yeah,
spot, right? And now, you're on the cusp of either a big Usyk fight, which people give
yeah,
him a chance of his style, and then if anything, it's make some of that easy money that that
yeah.
boxers don't really get a great opportunity when they go through a gauntlet like that. So, um, it could be, I've heard you've had some really insane sparring sessions. I mean, do you think somewhere along the line that it might have intimidated some of these guys? I mean, I've heard. I mean, we talked about Joshua. You've sparred Daniel Dubois, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, you don't have to confirm it, but there's been kind of these rumors online that people say that, you've kind of had some good sessions and
Yeah.
maybe doing triangle theories that don't always work, but maybe the guy that I just fought and this guy sparred this guy, and if I heard certain
I
stuff,
mean, it's not mathematics, so it doesn't work like this, but it gives you an impression. When I spot Dubois before his fight against Ergovich, when I spot him, I was like, I won the sparring. Like 2, 3 sessions we did it. He's a really good boxer, but I was putting my best in it, and I was just like, no, I need to beat this guy. This is what I want like to compete. And I was just like, nah, I don't think he's gonna win the fight. And he knocks Ergovich out. I was like, wow, okay. So before the fight against Joshua, me and him have like really some really competitive sparring. He's someone that he doesn't know how to do 50%. He goes 200% every time. And he's a really nice guy. But the sparring was so intense that, during the session, nobody's talking. Nobody's talking. And then after that, people just like, wow, okay. So me going with him toes to toes, having like sometimes I'm better than him, sometimes better than me, and seeing him, watching him bullying Joshua like he did, that's why I realized I was like, okay, my place is up, is not where I am right now. My place is up.
hmm. Well, I mean, you sparred Joshua too, though,
Yeah,
like many times. Do,
yeah.
do you
That was
think,
like kind of a long time ago.
do you think there's, because your name was, I guess, working, like, was there confidence that maybe he was thinking, all right, I can get
I
this guy,
think
or maybe reluctance to not take this guy because of that?
no, I think most of those guys knows me like from a while, since
Hmm.
amateurs, and they know my abilities. I can do really good, and I was doing some bads like on my last fights when I lost. But when I'm training with the right person, when I'm managed really good, I can beat anybody, and they know it
Yeah.
because they know me since amateurs. It's not like I won one title. No, no, no. I want all of them. I won all of them. I beat Joseph Parker in the Youth Olympic Championship. I went to World Championship when I beat Joyce and Ergovich, and I beat them again in the Olympic Games. So they know that if Tony Yoka is 100%, you give him like the time to train good, it's gonna be a problem.
That would be a sick fight because you both were gold medalists,
Yeah,
I know that.
this is why I think it was something that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's Olympic champion, I'm Olympic champion. Let's do it. Like English, French, it's kind of rivalry again. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's make this work.
Do you think there's any concerns? Because I know that we're weeks away from the Jake Paul and Tank fight that Jake wants Joshua. And so, whatever happens in the Tank fight with Jake, there's always an opportunity for Joshua and Jake Paul. So maneuvering Joshua, even though he's not a world champion, it's still kind of tricky for, I guess,
Yeah.
Eddie. So is there a potential that Joshua goes to you, he might not make it to the Jake Paul fight, I
Yeah,
guess. Is
that's what
that
I heard. And that makes me really sad about it because I understand you need to make entertainment, you know, like what like Mark Tyson did, Roy Jones, one of those guys. It's okay. For Joshua to fight Ngannou, that was okay because it's two fighter, one from the MMA, one from the boxing. You want to fight? Let's go. But Jake Paul, bro, is a YouTuber. He's not even a heavyweight. And you got to put this guy in front of AJ, who's one of the best heavyweight from the last 10 years old. Like how you gonna do that? You should not allow this. Like, he's gonna end up in a hospital. Yes, yeah, bro. This is we're talking about heavyweights. Guys like Josh is like 260 pounds. Can you imagine him hurting Jake Paul with the same punch that he hit Ngannou with?
Why do you think Jake will want to fight
Because he's
Anthony
stupid.
Joshua?
Because he's stupid and he wants some money. But sometimes you got to think more than like, okay, the money is good, but I got to think about my worth.
But he seems pretty confident. I guess maybe because he's seen Joshua hit the floor and things
Who's
like that.
confident?
Jake Paul seems really
No, no,
confident. Like
that's
the way he's
he's just talking, he's trash talking and blah blah blah. This is how it is like YouTube. That's American, he needs to he needs to sell it.
Uh-huh.
But how can he be confident against Joshua? No, ain't no way. Jack Paul cannot even be like the how you call it, like when the guys doing the Olympic trials in America.
Right.
He
So
cannot even do this in heavyweight in America. So
not
how
even
you
not,
want him
not
to?
even being an ultimate. It might can't even go through the
No,
trials, like round
he
one.
cannot even win the trial in America. How you want him to beat Joshua, bro?
So let me play devil's advocate just for the fun of it, right? I guess because he views maybe Joshua as a person he can land a good shot on, right? Seeing
Yeah,
him, maybe mentally, people have criticized him mentally fragile, right? He's not the
yeah.
person. I mean, do you agree a little bit that if is this the most vulnerable kind of state maybe that Jake can get Joshua, or
No,
or no,
no,
it's still just as
no,
dangerous as well.
nothing. No, I understand what people have been saying about Joshua because you can see it on his fight against Ruiz. You can see it on his fight against Dubois, even after when he lost against Usyk. But no, Jack Paul. Come on. Oh, do you really believe in it?
No, I'm just asking. I mean, asking the questions because I know right after
If
this
you
tank.
give Joshua, like Jake Paul's gonna fight and Joshua need to use just one arm, Joshua will still knock him out.
Hmm,
It will still knock him out. Like how it's not I'm not even sure they're gonna allow like the fight, like the doctor.
they won't sanction it.
Bro, no.
Maybe that's the fight in Ghana, right? Maybe that's the fight that I don't know the sanctioning.
Joshua against Jake Paul?
Yeah, I don't know the sanctionings
Like maybe like what they need to do it in Africa because
I don't
because
know.
I'm
Like I
away
said, I
from
don't know
there.
the sanctioning rules. Maybe that's why. Maybe it was you. They're like, all right, and then we're like, oh, Jake Paul, but we can't get it here in the UK. We can't get it, but we can take it to
I'm
Ghana,
not
right?
really sure because Joshua is someone he doesn't need money. Okay, of course
Hmm.
he's gonna make a lot of money. We always want more, but he's not someone that needs money. And what he needs right now, he's to um he wants a legacy. You know,
Hmm.
he wants people to remember him as a champ. So he lost against Usyk, and the second fight was really close. It was a tight fight. It was a really nice fight, and he kind of like surprised me the way he fought. But the way he lost against Dubois, he needs to come back and do something like good. Beat some good guys. Fought Fury, knock him out. Okay, you can lose and come back in life. That's okay. Muhammad Ali lost, Lewis, Tyson, like all of those guys. But like, if you just lose the way you lost against Dubois and then just come back, do some stupid shit with the Logan Polo. I don't know the name. No, that's not gonna be. Uh-uh. You're not gonna like people are not gonna take you seriously.